We're going. We're live.
All right. You look like you're really preparing over there, Nick.
I
Got
am.
your elbows on the table.
I'm ready
You're like
for a
ready.
fight.
I know. We're not set up for fighting.
Is that you singing in there?
Mm-hmm.
I'm in a little
That's so
bit.
Yeah, a
cool.
little bit of humming.
I love it.
All right. I hear it.
That's so good.
The shine is stepping up.
Always, every week, it gets better.
I know.
That's right. Yeah.
Sound
Every week
effects.
gets better.
Yeah.
Devin's got, so we got the headphones on together. Yes, maybe.
Oh, we did it last week, didn't we?
No, I don't
Nope.
think so.
No?
No, this is new. We did it when we were separate because it was easier to hear.
Yeah.
Maybe we had to do it to hear. I don't remember, but yeah, new things every
New
week, getting
things.
better.
Getting better.
Our own personalized song,
I know.
written
That's
and
right.
performed by
Is
Devin
the humming,
Stefani.
Is the humming new?
Yeah. No, it was always in
It's
there.
always there. You didn't.
You guys
hear
just
it.
never heard it.
I know. Now I hear. Okay. all right.
Yeah.
It's kind of like who's the guy you went to see? Does the humming and the guitar thing?
Ed Sheeran.
Yeah, that guy. You're like the next Ed Sheeran.
My whole family's redheads, so
See,
I'm
there.
halfway there.
Yeah,
You're gonna be able to, get out there and start.
that was cool. That was a very cool experience because he's like a one-man show.
I mean, almost as good as Pitch Perfect. The girl from Pitch Perfect is really good with that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, she does the mixing and yeah, she's really good.
she's a character.
I don't think so. But anyways, all right. So, what's going on?
So,
How's the week been?
how has your week been? Let's talk about you and your re-entry into the world after Everest.
I still think I'm broken.
I think you might be broken too.
I
think
really do.
You're just not the same person that you were
I'm
when
the
you
same
left.
person. I'm just broken. I think I got broke up there on that mountain.
What do you mean by that?
I don't know. You ever watch Rocky? Let me compare it to Rocky. Don't give me the O. This is the way I think.
Okay, I understand. Just don't quiz me on.
In Rocky, because I'll be disappointed. So I'm
Yes,
not.
I know.
I'm
I
not.
know.
So-
That's what was the sigh was for. Because I'm
So
gonna get it
Rocky.
wrong.
So Rocky 5. Okay.
Okay.
Is after he fights the Russians. So on all the Rockies, if you watch Rockies, the first scene, Rocky.
Yeah.
Rocky 2, the first scene is Rocky 1 fight.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
So,
You
you know what I mean?
recap
So recap.
before the new
So
movie
Rocky
starts.
3,
Yeah. Got
Rocky
it.
2 cap when he wins the title.
Got it.
It's always
Okay.
that. Okay.
Mhm.
So Rocky 4, he fights the Russian.
Yes. Mhm.
So Rocky.
I remember that actually.
So Rocky 5.
That's a big deal.
It was a very big deal. He ended the Cold War.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. That's what I thought too.
I know. They're
But
teaching
then
it wrong
Rocky
in history.
5, he fought.
So Rocky 5, don't even say it's not good because it's very good.
Okay. We won't go there.
No, don't go there. But they showed the first scene, okay, him fighting the Russian.
Yeah.
And it was a battle. It was a war.
Yeah.
I mean, Rocky won.
Of course.
So he's in the shower,
Okay.
okay, and Mickey's been dead since 3.
Okay.
And so he says, Tony, okay, who was his trainer, who's Apollo's old trainer. That's
Okay.
why he fought for because Apollo was killed. Okay. So
I think I'm still with you, but I'm not sure.
So Tony's anyway. So Rocky says, Mick, get Adrian. Mick's dead.
So are you seeing dead people?
Not yet. But he says he's sitting there and he's shaking and he can't stop shaking.
Okay.
And he says, I remember when Mick used to say, like, if you fought so hard that you would almost like, I don't know the exact quote, but basically you lose some of yourself.
Okay. So
And,
that's
I mean, and that's kind of how I feel.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're like
Feel-
not the same. You don't feel the same.
I don't feel the same. Yeah, but I don't know if it's just because it was like a crazy trip and back and forth and no sleep and time zones and blah, blah, blah. But
Yeah.
I don't know. But
Yeah.
I feel I'm getting back. but
Okay. You've been home more than a week.
yeah, I know. But I just think it's my body.
You're
is
still
broken.
adjusting for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I ran today. I feel good. I mean, I'm not feeling good that way. I don't know. It's just
Something different.
something left up there. You know? I don't
I
know.
think so. It's different.
I'm still me. I'm just having, I don't know. I felt like I was broken. That's the best way I can describe it.
Okay.
So, but I feel better. I feel like I'm sleeping better. Hey,
Yeah.
first 4 days I didn't sleep good. I was
No,
sleeping
but
at-
you're still falling asleep at
tired.
7:00 at night. Yeah.
I
I
made
mean,
it
you're
to
still not
9:30.
back to
I did too. I woke up and I woke
you
up to the
slept
end.
from
To-
7:30 to 9:15, and then you were up till 9:30.
Stuff over here. See how this is? See how this conversation is going?
Yeah.
I know.
Trying to stay out of it.
Yeah,
You're
good,
smart.
good policy, Devin.
Good. You're smart. You introduce our guest. We have a guest in there.
We have
Yes.
another guest today. It's awesome.
Olivia is here.
Hello, Olivia.
Hi, Olivia.
It was a little later today, so I was able to get her out.
That's
That's
out and
awesome.
about.
That is great.
We're glad you're here, Olivia.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. So I feel better.
Good.
I feel like I'm glad. I think the first couple of days I was really out of it.
Yeah, I know. But you're coming along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. It's a different thing.
Does your body feel tired still, you think? Or like
Yeah, but I still got this head cold. I got a
Yeah.
cough. It's
okay.
like
So you came home with a lot of like
things.
not feeling
Yeah,
good.
but it was bad because I felt good the whole time. It was like literally
Yeah.
the end just got me.
Yeah. Yeah, you were fine there.
Yeah,
Okay.
I honestly
I mean-
had no cough. I didn't have the kombu cough. Hello, Sarah.
Yeah.
Get my hot tea. Thank you. You're the greatest. No, I didn't have the kombu cough. I had one day I kind of felt a little bit queasy, and I think it was just because of what I ate. And then literally
How's your stomach been since you've been back?
good.
Yeah.
I mean, stomach's been
Normal?
good.
You're
Yeah.
eating normal foods. You're
I'm eating
feeling
normal
good.
food, yeah. I'm not taking my Tums like I did.
You took a lot of Tums there.
Every day Tums, yeah.
Really?
Every day. Yeah.
Oh, geez.
Oh, cinnamon tea is so good.
We ordered a parasite cleanse. We didn't
Yeah,
start
I
it
need
yet,
that.
but
I need that. Yeah,
I was a little nervous about all whatever you ate over there, so we're gonna see if anything.
So, how's your week been?
It's been good.
Yeah.
It's been kind of calm.
You're a new CDC
I am.
prevention specialist.
I am. I got my certification from the CDC to be a type 2
Yeah.
diabetes prevention lifestyle coach is what the actual title is. So, yeah, I'm super excited.
You'd be great at that.
I think I will. I'm excited.
You're great at anything you do.
That's nice of you to say.
You are.
I'm
You're
excited
better than me.
because I think it can make a big difference. I don't think, and there's a big difference to make. So it's designed specifically. The program's very laid out very specifically to prevent people who are pre-diabetic from actually becoming diagnosed as type 2 diabetic.
That's good.
Yeah. So it's obviously good for that person. But if we can get the system going up in mass, which is the goal of the CDC, then we can actually change the trajectory of some of the healthcare stuff that's happening and the obesity rates and everything's
You
just
can help people from
going up. But
anywhere,
like
correct?
go, yeah, help from anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your guess? I think there's 300 million people in America.
Or 350 or something.
350. How many do you think, well, your guess would be how many are actually diagnosed pre-diabetic?
40%.
I can't do math on my head. Like, pick a
So-
number.
so
Pick a
10%.
number.
10% would be 35 million, so it'll be 70, 80, about 100 million.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah.
Dang,
I-
I wanted to use this so bad. Wrong answer. Got it right.
You got it right. Dang it. We were ready for that. 98 million. 98 million Americans.
I was dang close.
Yeah.
I'd have lost in Prices Right.
You were over.
I was over.
You were over.
You'd have bet $1.
Probably.
Damn
Then I'd have won.
That always makes me mad, the dollar thing.
I love that. I think it's
hate that.
smart.
It
Can't
makes-
be over.
Ah, it
If
sucks.
the people next to you are guessing super high, then get the dollar. You win.
I like it when they do that and they don't win. That's the best.
We're
They
so different.
They're all smug. Dollar. And
Dollar.
It's like not even close.
Is that show still on?
Oh yeah, Drew Carey.
Yeah. Still?
It's,
Like,
it's not the same. Bob Barker. I mean,
yeah.
Price is Wrong. You don't know.
I don't know what you're talking
You know
about.
what that's from? Price is Wrong.
Is that from a movie?
Yeah, of course it's from a movie.
What movie?
It's from Happy Gilmore.
Oh, yeah. I'm not
Oh.
an Adam Sandler fan.
I just watched it.
Did you?
Like,
Oh, yeah, because Bob Barker's in that movie, right?
he's fine.
Yeah.
He's
You
fine.
fight. Good movie.
It's a great movie. I don't know why you don't like Adam. He's a great guy.
He is a great guy. I don't like his movies that much.
So
I
So-
don't think I've ever seen all of Happy Gilmore. I've seen a couple Bob Barker scenes.
Fun police over here.
I know.
what did you watch? You said you watched something. You were going to say that. I thought you said
Oh, is he the one? Maybe I'm wrong because is he the one that does the bedtime story movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's another good one.
Yeah. That movie I did actually.
I haven't seen that one in forever.
Yeah. Where he tells the bedtime story and then that's what
And
happens.
it happens,
Yeah.
yeah.
That was a good
Mhm.
one. I did like that one.
It's a great one. Yeah. They're all good. I love all those movies.
Yeah.
50 First Dates.
Great one.
Great movie.
That was a funny one. I do like Drew. Was that Drew Barrymore?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
like her.
He's big with Drew Barrymore. Those two are like
Yeah.
they're like the couple, like
Yeah.
movie couple.
Yeah.
Well, my favorite is he has his wife playing movies too, or like wasn't it in I think Grown Ups? His
Really?
wife, his
His
wife's
wife was
in
in
it.
it.
Who's his wife?
I don't know her name.
I don't know, but I
They've
have.
been married a long time.
They've been married a long time, and I have seen where like, I think Jennifer Aniston and
Oh, yeah,
Drew
she-
Barrymore were they were like roasting him one time, Jackie, and they were talking about Jackie Sandler a lot. Yeah.
He'll have a wife in the movie, but then she'll play like a different character
Different role. That's
in
in
awesome.
the movie.
He has a lot of people that are the same in his movies, right?
Yeah.
all
A
his
lot of
buddies.
All his
yeah.
buddies, yeah.
I mean, when he did Grown Ups, he sent them all cars. It's like Chris Rock. That whole group is they just hang out
Mhm.
together. He invites all
Yeah.
of his like the other guy that they have the little cameos.
Mm.
Always in every movie of his. He does a cameo.
Yeah, that's so
Um,
cool.
yeah.
That is fun. I do like that.
But all right, what else is going on this week? So we're leaving Chicago today for a big event, Herbalife
Yep.
event.
I'm
Which will
going
be
to Chicago
fun.
for 3 days. Will be a lot of fun. I'm excited about that.
You get to drive with me for 6 hours.
That is not the exciting part, but
You know what I need to do? We're going to Kathmandu.
why?
Just this moment
Just to
decided.
prove that you're not a bad driver because
Yes.
the driving there is so bad. I
Yes.
knew that was your thinking. I knew that was your thinking.
I
The
think
driving there.
I'm going to
if
take
you
you
think
there.
the driving there is bad, then
Yes, and you're going to
really
go just,
bad.
and you're going to appreciate everything I do for
okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
It's all
You're
about
like-
perspective.
It is
It
about
is.
perspective.
you. It is
yeah.
crazy,
Uh-huh. Okay.
crazy. Telling you,
Okay.
you'll be like, "Oh my god, I can't even watch." It's like
Yeah,
Cedar. It's like
probably.
a Cedar Point.
I have trouble watching when you drive sometimes.
Oh come on, I'm a great driver.
Yeah. Do you know? Well, I have a Tesla. You know that. I don't know if everybody knows that, but I have a
Do you
little
have a Tesla?
Model. I
I
have,
didn't
a,
know.
Wow.
I have a little Model 3 Tesla. But when they first came out with the,
He's one of those EV snobs.
I'm not. I really hate getting gas. That's why I got a Tesla. But when I first got it, the full self driving was like super beta version, like I don't know, like first level beta version, and it was super scary. I didn't like having it on. I didn't like the car driving for me. I would shut it off all the time. I just left it off for all the time. Most of the time I turned it off because I couldn't do it. Now, whenever it's been 4 years I've had this car, and everything's improving, and I've been letting it actually drive me. It's actually pretty good. It's actually pretty good.
I don't trust it.
Yeah. It's a little it doesn't have great decision making skills sometimes, but it has improved, like, but we live kind of out in the rural area, and it used to not know that there were train tracks. Itself right over the train tracks. It's gotten better about knowing not to do that. It's also like
That's safe.
not
Yeah,
so
she's gonna sit here and talk about your driving,
Yeah. I
but
know.
she'll let her car
Launching.
drive herself.
I know.
I know. It's smart though. It's
Either
a smart
that or
car.
that's how bad my driving is.
Yeah.
We gotta go to Kathmandu and prove it all wrong.
Prove it all wrong.
I'm telling you. Prove it all wrong.
Ugh.
Catmandu one day, and you're going to be like, I can't wait to you to drive me again.
Really?
I think it's anywhere. My family went to Gorda or no, I don't know where they went. They went somewhere in South America,
Yeah.
and like my dad, they were like fearful for their life in
Yeah.
the car because like they just don't care. They're
Right.
like swerving in and out of lanes.
Yeah. Just go.
They say they have a lot of accidents, but they're minor accidents.
They're not going,
People like bumping into others, and yeah.
but not a lot of like fatal, not a lot of
That can't
injury.
be true.
No.
That can't be true.
Yeah.
That's what they say.
Well, when we were in Italy, do you remember? We were in
Rome.
Rome, but in Sorrento, the roads are this big and the cars are this big, and then you're fitting 2 cars on a
Yeah. So imagine
road,
though,
and then they go super fast. There's walls, you can't see the stop sign. There is no stop sign. There's 2, yeah, and they just gun it and hope nobody's coming the other way. Like
know.
that was,
yeah, they do very fast. See, these guys don't drive as fast.
yeah, that was scary.
Crazy. All right.
What are we talking about today, Nick?
We are talking about leadership.
Okay, let's talk about leadership.
Talk about leadership. What you got notes? What's your notes?
Yeah,
say?
I don't think I'm using my notes today.
Okay.
You want to
What you-
start us off?
No, I'm gonna have you start us off.
Oh,
What's your vision of leadership, or what's your definition of leadership?
well, I didn't know you were going to ask me that. I'll see if that's on my notes. No, I think it's just being the example and leading people, whoever, people who look up to you, whether that's like you're officially in charge of people in like a structured environment or you're just in a position where people follow you. I think it's how you conduct yourself in your life so that people want to be better people.
Right.
They don't have to want to model you exactly, but they want to just get better. That's what I would say.
Okay. Now, could it be bad leadership? That
Of
people
course.
that people follow.
Of course.
Why they follow them?
Because they're very influential. I don't know why, other than that. Talk through that. You have I can tell by your eyes you have a
well, I'm
thought.
just saying, like, yeah, so influential. It's interesting because they're still leaders. Like,
Yeah.
there's bad. There's
So I didn't even consider bad leaders
I know you don't.
because I don't think they're good people. So, but
But
I
they're still
understand.
leaders.
I understand. Yes,
They
that is
lead
true.
organizations. Some is
They-
by fear.
Yeah,
Some is by influence. I mean, look at all the
influence. But it's like mass.
like Jerry Jones, all that crazy stuff. I mean, to say he's not a leader, he's a leader.
I don't know who
Not
that is.
Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones is a football coach.
He's probably he is a leader too.
he's a leader. No,
I have no idea who you're
Jones,
talking about.
the Kool-Aid guy.
Oh, drink the Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
So he got people to do something
Thousands
they
of
wouldn't have ever
people.
done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So they drank
that's
the Kool-Aid.
leadership skills.
Yeah, but are we talking about that?
No, we're talking about this. Well, I'm saying I think we have to. If you're gonna talk about the good, you got to talk about the bad. You can't just be all good.
I don't know if I like to talk about the bad.
But
But so how do they get people to do that? Is it fear? Is it's control?
charisma, control,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
techniques. I mean,
It's like
Probably deception. There's
Deception,
definitely
yes,
lying going on.
definitely lying. Lots of deception.
you know,
And
It's like-
probably fear-based.
I mean, look at Stalin, Hitler, all these guys that have been who are leaders that have people lead them.
Yeah.
Follow. I mean,
Well, the other thing is,
what did we
and
just
I don't
watch?
know.
I just watched a movie.
We just watched Schindler's List.
That's what it was. I was trying to think. Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
we
that's
just
great.
watched Schindler's List because I'm
That's
going
crazy.
next weekend. Next
Yeah.
week I'm going to.
I can't believe it took me
Washington,
long to
DC.
watch that. I don't know why I never watched.
You've
it.
never seen that
I don't
movie?
think I did.
Oh
I
my
thought-
gosh, it's so emotional.
Maybe when I was a kid, but it's really. I mean, it's really good.
Really good.
It was to watch that guy and all the good he did
Yeah,
without really wanting to do good, but then end up doing good.
right. In the beginning, he didn't want to.
Yeah.
He was in it for himself to make money, and then realized
How bad?
there's way more to
It's
life
crazy,
than
yeah.
making money when people are dying. Yeah.
But it's interesting. It's kind of like the way people do bad things based off of a leader.
Yeah. But it's also though more than one leader. It's
Yeah.
like if you say something over and over again, like then
Belief.
people start to believe it, and then as that grows, people are saying things they maybe don't even really truly believe, but they
Right.
have been told the same thing over and over again. I mean, there's countless examples of that in every culture, but when that's taken to extremes,
It's crazy.
it is. Yeah.
It's just nuts.
Yeah.
So leadership.
Can we talk about good leadership?
What's good leadership?
What I just said. I think you leading people to be better versions of themselves, whether that's, a coach on a team, even
Andy Reid.
Andy Reid, but even like all of the volunteer coaches at, T-ball and Little League football and all of that. Like they're actually probably I don't know, more influential, but they're as influential. That's like sometimes the first leader outside of parents that kids see or
Right.
coaches, teachers.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I
how
think
they,
they're
yeah.
very influential leaders that are just ingrained in our society, but they're not necessarily talked about as the greatest leaders because they don't run the company or they don't own the business or they're not the superintendent of the school. But every single teacher in every single classroom is leading people every single day. Every single coach is leading their team every single day.
I like that. It's true. It's scary.
I couldn't tell if you thought I was crazy or if you were.
No,
gonna agree
no, I
with me
agree.
by the look in
But I
your
think
eyes.
it's a little crazy.
What do you mean by that?
Well, there's a lot of people probably shouldn't be doing that. That are put in a leadership thing that really aren't good leaders. And people are looked upon like leaders. Like Taylor Swift, your girl, you love. Is she a leader?
Absolutely.
Okay, is she a good leader or a bad leader?
Well, I think it's hard to do my opinion or
Yeah, that's what this shines about the opinion.
opinion. So my opinion is yes, she's a good leader. Yes. Do I think that she decided?
Okay, is there a difference between an opinion, a leader, and a role model? Are they intertwined?
I think intertwined to some degree. You know, I think role modeling
'Cause I
is
think that's more
like role modeling is a one aspect of leadership, but it's not like just because you're a good role model doesn't make you a good leader.
But she's
in
more
everything.
would be more of a role model. I mean, her role. She's a musician.
Yeah,
So
but she's
more of a
influential.
influential role model than leading people. Even though if she says one thing, those people.
The green hat sold out in one day.
Yeah, because you know why?
She wore a green hat to Coachella.
You know why? Got a bunch of sheep. People follow that stuff. So and so has it. I'm gonna wear it.
Why? Okay, how is that any different than any single football stadium you've ever been to, or baseball stadium, or hockey stadium, or hockey arena? Sorry for your hockey fans, hockey arena, and 80% have jerseys on. What's the difference?
Well, it's totally different. It's a team.
It's not different.
It's yeah, it is.
It's not different.
I didn't have any problem with like wearing a Taylor Swift shirt, but because she wore her boyfriend's hat, these people don't know nothing about it. Bought it because the only reason they bought it is because she was wearing it.
Okay, why do you think every athlete Caitlyn gets more money from sponsorship deals than she did? Because that's how people work. If Caitlyn says do it, then I'll do it.
Don't you think that's bad? That's our problem with our society. I think that's why we're going downhill.
I think that's a little dramatic.
Of course you do.
I think that's really dramatic. Actually,
I feel I'm getting back now. All right.
You just needed a little fight, I guess, a little disagreement.
No, but
The old Nick is right
here's my
back in
thing, though,
here.
But I totally, like, I get the sponsorship and I get the influence.
Yeah.
I think it's way overboard. Way overboard than it ever has.
Okay.
That we have too many kids watching stupid things and listening to not very intelligent people. Jack Doherty. Who's this Jack Doherty dude? You ever see that guy?
I have no idea who you're
He's
talking
some
about.
YouTube guy.
Okay.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Mr. Beast. I mean,
Mr. Beast.
whatever. Okay. Like, and I don't care how much money he makes. I don't care what he does. I don't care. DePaul, bro, I don't care. I don't, like, getting paid the amount of money for what they do is nuts to me.
See, you gotta have that same thing about athletes, and
Yes, that's what I'm
No,
saying. You
no
have
way,
to have
no
the
way.
same thing. Yeah.
Are you
Yeah.
kidding me? No,
No.
because here's the thing. You could say, are they the 1%? I don't know, because, I mean, can you dunk a basketball?
no,
Okay. Can you shoot a basketball?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Decent.
Oh, like all right. I mean, I'm not.
What
good.
do you mean? Are we
That's
gonna
not
make
what I
are we
do.
gonna make a basketball team? No.
Right. That's my point. It's like saying musicians, right? So I watch these musicians. It's different. There's the talent. You're trying to tell me, okay, that there's less talent with just Jack Doherty kid. Okay, so I watch a little bit of his stuff. I see it. I'm like, what the hell is he? They do nothing. They fight. They do this stupid things. They do these stupid videos. They're in their houses. They flash money. They do this, and these kids eat it up. Okay, versus a guy that can actually play a guitar and can sing. Taylor Swift, very talented.
Okay.
Very
And
talented. Okay, she's the top 1%. in
also
what she
masters her
does.
craft, not just it's not
Yes.
just pure talent.
No. She's amazing at what she does.
Okay.
Ed Sheeran, amazing what they do. They are not into, LeBron James, Michael Jordan, amazing in what they do.
Okay.
Okay, these top athletes, amazing in what they do.
Okay.
Okay, these YouTubers, I'm sorry, are not amazing in what they do. They're freaking idiots.
How can you say that?
Yeah,
They-
you don't value that.
Yes,
that
they are.
talent the same way you value.
Yes.
Because like I could never be. Like I look at Olivia watched a lot of fashion videos and like TikToks. That's like a talent. That's something like they're putting themselves out there. I couldn't do that. at all. That's like a whole skill, and people value it enough to watch it and
Right.
financially support it.
Well,
So I think you're mad at the people that like that kind of stuff, not
Yeah.
the like.
Yeah.
yeah, I am
Because
mad at 'em.
they are the YouTubers that are frustrating you that make a lot of money. They are the top 1% in their industry, in their craft.
Yeah. You would think I'm done. I just spent $200 for a Guardians jersey. That is like objectively a dumb thing, but I like it enough where it's like,
Right.
I'm gonna
It's
fork
worth
out
it.
the money, buy it. It's fun. I have a jersey now. That's cool. Now, I don't know. I don't think that's any different than like buying a YouTuber's merch or like supporting them, paying them. Like I pay
Right.
$5 a month to a YouTube channel. I like their podcasts.
Right.
Like they have skills that I don't have. That's why I.
Right. And you choose
I
what
get it.
you
Yeah.
choose what
So
you
I
consume.
guess it comes down to getting back to leadership.
Okay.
What you value in leadership, and what I value, what my kids value in leadership. Okay, like I don't want somebody to value an athlete just because they're a good athlete. I don't think that they're a good leader, because I think influence and leadership are two different things. Because Hitler was a very big influencer.
Well, take Hitler out of it because that's just.
no, but
But talk about an athlete, and you don't have to name a name, but an athlete that's an awesome athlete, but not a great role model for young kids off the field. There's tons of versions of that, right? That's
a
different than
lot of
actually having a
O.J.
good.
Simpson, he just died. Like I saw a video and they were like, he died, and they're like, he was such a good athlete, and like they were kind of like juicing him up a little bit. It's like,
Yeah.
nah, he was like a really
He was a
bad.
They were
terrible
juicing up the
person.
juice?
Juicing up
They
the
were, yeah.
juice.
But
Unintended.
well, Dennis Rodman. I get that, but I don't know. I guess I respect the Dennis Rodman because he never always said, I'm not a role model. Your kids shouldn't follow me. I don't want kids following me. Influence and leadership, because we're talking about leadership,
Yeah.
right?
Leadership is different than
It's different.
influence. Yes. I don't disagree with that.
and I don't think a lot of people are looking to Taylor Swift for leadership. I
No.
think more so they're looking to her for it's just influence.
It's influence.
It's like
Yeah.
super. I think it's super shallow at the end of the day. Like a hat. Like how, really, what cool all these people bought this hat, but how insignificant that is in the grand scheme of like. I think it's dumb.
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah. They just do what she does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think that's where do what somebody does just because they say it.
Right. But
Because
that
they're not-
happens. That happens at all levels.
No, I know.
That
I think
happens
it's
at all
crazy.
levels. I mean, that's happening in the middle school down the street right now. Whatever cool group of girls is wearing the whatever branded shirt, and then all the
Why can't we all just be like Rocky?
oh goodness,
#1 leader around.
yeah. Why?
Rock?
Mm-hmm.
Because he's a leader, man. He was like, came from nowhere, worked hard, got to what he needed to be, kind of lost himself, but then got it back.
Okay.
Good stuff.
So, what's your favorite type of leader?
My favorite type of leader is somebody that's congruent,
Okay,
that they say what they say, they do what they do,
and it matches.
and it matches.
They're the same person if you see them on stage, if you're
Yeah.
sitting having coffee with them, if they're
Keanu Reeves, I think, is as good a role model.
yeah,
Yeah, he's a really good guy.
yeah.
He'll sit on a subway, humble.
Okay, who have been some good leaders in your life? Like for you personally, let's get out of the realm of like
For me,
Famous
my
people.
father,
okay,
your father,
yeah,
you,
me,
Yeah.
okay,
you're a good leader.
for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why do you say it like that?
I don't know. I just didn't expect you to say that.
Wow, you're like my yang. You're the other part.
The other
You're the
keeps you
nice.
grounded and sane and
Like I got those two voices. You're the good voice.
yeah.
I got the bad voice. I got the good. You're my good voice.
The bad voice comes from your own head, and I'm the good voice. Okay, I'll take that.
What would Shayna do?
I'll take
She wouldn't do this. Okay, you probably shouldn't do it.
Probably shouldn't do that. You still do it sometimes. I don't- My voice
Maybe.
doesn't win.
It wins a lot
My
more than
voice
you.
doesn't win.
You win. Your voice wins more than you know.
Yeah,
Believe me. Yes.
that's funny.
Yes.
Okay, so your father, my father.
Your father. Yeah. I think are the two best. I mean, I had a lot of
Coaches.
coaches and influence. I think finally, even like I tell you, we'll talk about a story about Leadville, about following leaders. And,
Okay.
like being careful who you follow.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
in Leadville, it was last time I ran it. What year was that?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I can't remember either. So I had a bad race 3 or
time
4 years,
before.
3 or 4 years before, running a race, got it all planned out. I'm by myself, so I'm not running with anybody. So I do the first 50 by myself. Pick up Scott Hornick, who's a friend of
It's
ours.
going to be your pacer from
He's our
50
pacer
to
from
like
50 to-
72.
No, he went 50 to, was it 72?
Mhm. Then Michelle
things?
picked you up after that.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. And then Michelle picks me up,
Mm-hmm.
and then Scott picks me back up
Okay.
to go over the power lines.
Okay.
So I'm at 70-ish miles, going to the last stop, which is the last 13. And we're running, and I'm tired.
You're probably at 20 hours? 18 to
20
20 hours into the
least,
race.
yeah.
And the
worst
power
part-
lines are the
probably
hardest.
The worst part, it's night. He misjudged a couple, which surprised me because that was why I had him there, and he misjudged, and so it's kind of like mentally tough. And then, but we get over power lines, we're coming down and kind of coming through a woods. It's a easy part, but it's still up and down.
Okay.
And we get behind a group of guys.
And
There's
you're
a
on a time limit.
time limit
Because the race is not just finish when you finish, it's finish each checkpoint by that certain amount of time, or they pull you from the course. You're done.
Yeah.
So
So we hook in
you're
behind
not just
4
trying
guys.
to run, you're trying to get to the time,
Yep.
to the cutoff. You're trying to
Cutoff.
beat the cutoff.
And we hook up behind 2 runners and 2 pacers, so 4 other guys.
Okay.
And they're kind of walking, running, going slow. And I'm like happy. I'm like, okay, I'm feeling better.
Happy to be going slow.
Happy to going slow. And we're kind of in the back, you know what I mean? And they're walking like, okay, what's our time? Here's our time. Okay, we got this much farther. Plenty of time. And Scott's whispering me. He's like, Nick, we got to go. No, it's too much. It's
Too slow.
too slow. We're not going to make it. I'm like, dude, they know what they're doing. They've already, one guy I think said I ran it twice. And you know what I mean? So it kind of had some, well, I don't know. But
Right.
what I heard was they ran it before. So I'm like,
Which
And
is
this
funny because you have also run it before
Yeah,
and
but-
finished, and
yeah.
you were relying on somebody else.
and I'm tired at that point.
Yeah.
And so I'm like fighting Scott.
Yeah.
He's like, we got to go. I'm like, no, we're staying. These guys know what they're doing. Let's just chill out. We got plenty of time. No. Finally, he literally grabs me.
Yeah.
And pulls me by him. He's like, you're going. And I'm like, fine. You know what I mean? So we get out, get ahead of him. He paces. And actually, I pace because for some reason, he's like, you run fast. I ran faster when I was in front than I would behind somebody.
Yeah.
So like if I was leading, I always felt like I had to go fast. So he
So-
put me out front.
And then Scott ran on
And
your
Scott ran
heels.
on my heels.
Yeah.
And we went and we took off. We go way far ahead of these guys. And Scott's dying because he had already ran 20-something miles and then
Right.
was running another
Back in.
10 or 13 miles and not sleeping and all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. And so we get to the cutoff. I go, pick up my sister, then end up finishing it. And afterwards, me and Scott were talking. He's like, those guys never made it
They never made it.
because he was at that rest stop.
Yeah.
And,
And
he
they
waited.
didn't make the finish.
he-
line.
they
They
never
didn't make the cutoff.
They never made the
Yeah.
cutoff.
So if you would have followed the people who were saying, I know what I'm doing,
Yes.
you would have been DNF.
We'd have never made
Yeah,
it.
you wouldn't have finished.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like
So what's your lesson?
a lesson in there is like be careful who you follow
Yeah.
and kind of know the deal. Don't know just what they say. Like I didn't know
Yeah.
them from Adam.
Right.
They presented like they knew, and it's kind of let's go back to social media.
Yeah.
It's like social media. Like people present like who they are and they're this person
know
and
what
they're
they're
this and they
doing.
know what they're doing. Just be cautious of it.
Yeah.
And
Have a
that's
little more experience with them maybe before you actually follow them.
yeah.
Yeah.
For
Which is
everything.
funny because I'm sure you had more experience on the Leadville Trail than they did.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. But at that time, it was.
Because that was, I don't know, your sixth time, I
Yeah.
think.
But only.
Get there sixth
But
time.
that was my 6th time. But only 3rd time back that way.
Oh, right. Because
At
you
night.
had finished, you had
First
you
one
had
I
been
didn't. First one I
pulled
didn't
from the
finish.
course
Yep. Second one finished.
prior to the power lines
3rd
on
one
the way
dad.
back.
3rd one dad.
Mm-hmm.
4th one bad. 5th one.
Yeah.
6th one. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Did
it's
you
kinda-
finish 2 or 3 times?
I think I finished 3, 2. I think maybe 2.
I don't remember. But that's also maybe a little lesson. Like, you maybe were more experienced. You were a very smart runner, especially at Leadville, but you were like in a vulnerable state.
Yeah.
And so you were willing to just listen to whoever was going to say something. Like, you just, that sounds
Right,
good. I'll do
right, yeah.
that.
But I mean, I think that's in our world now. Our world
Yeah.
is Instagram. It's the same thing. It's like I think I posted one of the pictures with me standing on a the one I was standing on a mountain looked like I was over on the edge,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. It was 3 foot, 4 foot
Right.
drop.
Right.
But if I cut it out,
It looks like
looked
you're on
like
the edge.
I was on the edge. You know, because you don't know. Like,
Right.
it's the same thing. It's like,
Perspective. It's all about perspective.
yeah,
Do you
Definitely.
see the whole picture or do you just see the little snippet?
right. And do you follow? And I think that's the thing we got to teach our kids is follow the leaders. Is like, don't just follow some kid on Instagram
Yeah.
or on TikTok or
I think that
whatever
just comes from teaching kids to trust their own instincts, their own emotions, their own gut instead of listening to somebody else.
Yeah.
So I don't know how I got on some reels or somewhere was it's actually like a it's a female who counsels kids and she talks a lot about their emotional intelligence and like leading kids. One of the things that a lot of times parents do naturally is get them to not intentionally, but get them to not trust their own feelings. You know, if if a kid is crying and you're like, you're okay, get up, everything's good. It's like you teach them like I don't feel good, but they're saying I'm good, so I must be good. You know, like
Right.
like teaching kids to trust their own emotions, their own instincts, their own judgment. Teaching kids to trust their own judgment versus following somebody else blindly because of influence or anything else, I think is super important.
I think we're afraid to let, like, when we were, well, at least when I was a kid, I'm still a little older than you, but we're about the same.
Yeah.
I
mean, generationally,
we were meant to fail.
What do you mean by that?
My dad wanted us to fail in a way of learn. Like you were able to make a mistake. You were able to go get beat up. You can go and mouth off and get into a fight. You could fall off your bike. You could, I mean, get into, whatever it was that we got into.
Get in trouble.
Right. Like it wasn't, there's not protective. I think we protect our kids
too much, maybe.
Because you don't want to see them hurt. I mean, it's hard.
Yeah.
About your kid. If you know they're going to make a mistake, you have to let them make mistakes. Because that's the only way they're going to learn. Because eventually they got to make a decision for themselves.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's like even just working with a friend now, his daughter's going through some issues. And, I'm like, she has to learn how to
navigate that herself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like you can't
go in and step in.
And get it. And it's funny because I talked to another friend her daughter went through the same thing about 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And, and she said to me yesterday, she's like, and sometimes I feel like I should have stepped in more, but I let her handle all the, she was having trouble with kids in her class and blah, blah, blah. But she just let her daughter handle it. And I said, no, I think that's, and her daughter told her the other day, is like, I think I am who I am because of you letting me go through all that.
And I learned how to manage
people.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Where I think our parents are trying to, or people are trying to like manage their stuff for their kids. And I don't think they're allowed to develop that leadership skill of, because I think leadership is forged in the bad times.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Your character comes out when it's tested.
Yeah. But if you don't allow it to be tested, then you don't know what to think.
Right.
You don't know how to lead. You don't know how to get out of a tough situation. You don't know how to make it better. Yeah. Or not make it better and just get through it because it's going to suck, but you're going to get through it anyway.
Yeah. You got to figure it out.
But figuring it out
is key. And you're not going to find that on TikTok.
Coming back to social media.
Somebody did talk about how they found
it. It is a different world, though, because we grew up without social media. We grew up without internet. We grew up without...
We had encyclopedias.
We did.
Like you had to look something up. You had to go get a freaking encyclopedia.
I think my parents bought the whole set every year. So we had like...
What?
Oh, yeah. We had the whole set. We had
you didn't know that?
The 1986 version.
I knew that.
The 1987 version. It could have been that different.
All right. Well, it's all... I mean, I remember when I was in school, they're like, you're never going to have a calculator with you.
Right. Guess what?
Yeah.
And that's...
And I use it every day.
Yeah. But it's funny because I hear all the time about like, oh, back in my day.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things... Kids now grew up with things that you guys didn't have as kids, and we just don't know how that works, how that's influencing people, and the parents that didn't get the help are the ones that are coddling their kids. So it's like, I think that's probably come a place
Yeah.
of it didn't work for them, so maybe they're trying to
Trying to do something
do
different.
something. And I feel like
Yeah.
it's every generation will be like
Right.
different, and the one before that's not going to like what the younger
Right.
generation's
Yeah,
doing, and
yeah.
it's like, how do you? And now we're living in an age of after COVID, and that's. I mean, I feel like everything's so different.
Yeah.
Like we don't live in the same world as we did before COVID. In a lot
Right.
of, at least it feels
In
like
a lot of ways.
for me, it's just life isn't the same anymore. Which
What's the saying? Strong men create good times create weak men. How's that go?
I think that's it.
That's it. But then
Just
weak men create hard times. Hard
Yeah,
times
yeah.
create strong men. So it's like this every generation, like super hard times create really good, strong, probably leaders. But then you have a lot of good, strong leaders and times are good. People get a little soft. People get a little wishy-washy. Things get easy. We coddle our kids too much. And then when that has happened long enough as a culture and there's all this easiness happening, then they can't be easy forever.
no.
Then things get hard. When things get hard, things have to get hard. Whether that's, which is hard to hear, but things have to get hard, whether it's individual personal life or culturally, in order for things to level up.
Yeah.
There has to be some sort of
Yeah,
catalyst.
I
to
do. I
that.
do agree with that. I think it's and not, right now there's a lot of people going through hard times. There's a lot of
Yeah.
people going through good times. I mean, even during the Great Depression, people had the best times they've ever had. The Great Depression.
There was just
Depression.
way fewer of them.
Yeah.
Culturally,
Mhm.
it was hard times.
Yes.
Yeah.
But there were people that
Yeah, for
did
sure.
very well.
Yeah, for
And,
sure.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's throughout history. No matter what, no matter how bad the time is, there's always somebody thriving.
So
No
what's
matter
the
how
lesson
good
in
time-
that?
No matter how good time, there's always somebody.
So what's the lesson?
Not thriving. The lesson is, it is what it is.
Okay.
do your best. That's
your
just-
best,
just
yeah.
like.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I have a crippling fear of having a kid, because
Really?
I know how my life is and how hard things were, and like what do I tell my kid to do in those, like, I got bullied so bad, and I don't know how I would handle that, to see it, like,
To see.
I mean, I remember coming home crying to my parents, like, I'm getting bullied so bad, and like
Ugh.
if my kid came home, it's like I'd feel like it's my fault, or like, what could I?
Did they tell you to punch him in the nose?
No,
Your parents never did?
nope. It was always, well,
That's the lesson.
they did say you could, if it got bad enough, like, you can egg it on, but you never throw the first punch.
Oh, no.
That was always the, like,
Yeah.
and if they, but they're like, you can, I mean, if
End
it gets
it.
bad enough, like,
You can end it.
you can start it verbally, but you never start it physically. But then I never got in any fights because of that,
Right.
which I'm
Yeah.
glad.
I don't know.
Right.
I mean,
Like-
it's
But it's also, I don't know. It's like, how do you help somebody get through that? And if
Yeah.
it's your child, it's way harder
Yeah.
to coach or help or step in
Yeah.
or not step in, or like what's the
Well, and you see,
right thing to do?
yeah, well, and you
Who
see
knows
kids
what the right thing is to do.
now, like with YouTube, you have, I mean, Andrew Tate. I don't know if you ever heard that name.
Yeah.
No.
He was this guy's like Bugattis and women,
Yeah.
and like telling these kids like women aren't equal to you, and you need to tell them they have like bad, like women bad, if money good,
Really?
and like then you had kids going into schools like going up to their
Following
like
that.
female teachers, be like, I don't have to listen to you, and it's like how in
Yeah.
the world do you?
How do you?
And
influence, because I think that's the thing.
that's great,
That's where
yeah.
I think you got to be part of your kid's life, and you got to be like, I also believe there's a tolerance that you allow things like that to happen as a parent. I mean, you can't control everything, right?
Right.
Just like you can't control. And I've told Lewis, I've told Dante, I've told Dom, like if you do drugs, I am not waiting till you get to the rock bottom. I will create your bottom. You're
Yeah.
out.
That's true. They've all
I-
had that discussion.
Because my thing is this: I watched it, and I've known people, and we see it, and it tears a family apart. I'll just get to the chase. Love you, but you're gone. Get out. Rock bottom. Done. Come back when you're ready. Love you. Always love you. But I'm not gonna. I mean, I think some parents are too coddling. Like ones if
But
they.
you've never been in that situation.
I have not been.
You've
In a
never been
situation.
in that
I haven't
situation.
been in a situation, but I still agree. I know my thought process. You wouldn't be able to do it. And we would fight about it, but I would be able to do it. Then I'm saying,
Right,
here's
I
my
couldn't do
thing:
it.
if I lose them now, or lose them later on, what tells the difference?
Yeah.
There is no difference. Still gone. I'm unemotionally attached.
I don't think I could do that.
I could. Heartbeat. I'm not saying it's going to be easy.
Yeah.
It would be easy, but I also think their parents and people have to, that's where the leadership shows up. And I think the same thing. So you asked me what the lesson is, embrace the hard times.
Okay.
Embrace the struggles. Embrace, like even when I was up on that mountain and I was like, what the hell am I doing? I sat there and I laughed. And I said, it's freaking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what? Embrace it, because whatever's going to come out of it, whatever I'm going to learn, if it breaks me, it doesn't break me, I don't know. But I'm going to get it done.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, and I just embraced that struggle, laughed through the whole thing,
Okay.
you know? And to me, it's like, I know there's something good that came out of that in me,
Right.
okay, that I could prove to myself I can do it.
Right.
Even though I had no business belonging there and doing what I did,
Right.
you know? So is it smarter? I don't know. It's just another example, but I think the same thing. I think my father's taught me to embrace those hard times. Your dad's the same way. You talk to your father, he'll talk about the tree. He'll talk about the tree farm where he lost all that money. And he talks all about the things that forged him
But
were the worst times.
the difference is there were many things that you and your father both do to purposely put yourself in a situation of very hard times. And I don't think Lewis's aren't made like that.
Your dad's not like that.
We're not made like that. We're not gonna go to the mountain and hold on to the ropes and keep going. We're gonna say, this is crazy, I'm done. Yeah.
I get it. But
So
well, I think this world's different. Like, I think it's also, it's like, for me, okay, because I've been thinking about it. It's like everybody's asked me, what am I doing next? What am I doing?
Yeah.
You know, and you
that's
ask
the
me-
number one question
First
I
time I
get.
talked
What's
to
he
you.
doing next?
First time I talk to you, like, what are you doing next? Like, I don't know. And I
That's
think
the number one question people are asking me.
but I think for me, and I kind of reflected on that, right? Since I've
Okay.
been home and thinking about it, it's like, you know, do I want to go away for 19 days? No, I could do but I think for me, the challenge, the struggle, I need that. Life gets too, I don't know, like it makes me, I think it makes me better in a lot of ways. And I think it's the same thing we talk about it. Like, I didn't go crazy with training. I didn't go crazy with focus. I was like, I mean, I've learned to manage that.
Right.
Where I'm not like that anymore. Like, I'm going to
Or
train, but
consume your life.
yeah, it's not consuming me. I'm
It
not
used
doing
to.
it. Yeah, well, I think the Leadville did it mainly just because I
Yeah.
wanted to finish. And that was the one thing that I quit on myself. And I think that one Leadville, I was consumed for a year
Right.
because I wanted to finish.
Right.
And I was like, and I was disappointed in myself, and I didn't like myself, and I didn't like why I quit on myself.
Yeah.
And that bothered me.
Right.
And I needed to fill that hole because that broke me.
Quitting.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, so I had to prove, and I was worried that I don't know. And I had a lot of doubt. Like, I didn't think I could do it.
Really?
Yeah. So I think I not overtrained, but I went training for it. For this, I mean, I trained, but I didn't get crazy. I'm not getting crazy. Even, you know, we did whatever. I don't need to get crazy like training.
Yeah.
I just think the pain.
But you want to seek out the hard things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I know it's going to make me better.
But not everyone's like that.
No,
And not everyone needs that.
I think everybody does.
I don't.
Not
I don't
physically.
think so.
No. Oh my gosh. We're married 25 years ago in October.
I don't know how.
How did it
I
happen?
have no idea how we made it this long.
Because we're so.
The hard times.
The
hard times.
Right. We get better in the hard times.
Well, why do you disagree with me?
Huh?
Everybody needs hard times. In a way, they need something. They need something that brings them down. They need something they can overcome.
I think the overcoming is important. I do think that, but
Whatever
I
it
don't
is,
think
just-
everyone is made
It doesn't have to be physical.
to put themselves through any kind of. Not everyone seeks out
No,
some sort of challenge.
But I hate
like
to tell
that.
you, guess what? The ones that don't seek it out have more challenges than I have every day. Every day.
Yeah.
Because guess what? It's going to come find you till you learn the lesson. That's it. It's the Batman.
Yeah.
The Batman theory. Batman's going to show up. Is going to hit you in the back when you ain't looking.
Hit you in the head with the
Hit you in
bat.
the head with the
That's what he
bat.
says. That's what Mark says. Gonna hit you in the head with the bat.
You know, so you
When
gotta
you're
watch
not
out for
looking.
Batman, right? But I think look at all the people that struggle. Yeah, you just talk about bullying and different things that struggle in their life, and I don't think they ever handle it. So guess what happens? It shows up somewhere else in their life,
Right.
and it keeps on showing up in
Well,
their life.
that's a I mean, I think that's a
'Cause they're not gr-
philosophy
'cause
I
they're not growing.
agree with, because you have to learn a
What?
lesson.
Wait, what?
That's
Did you hear that? Mark that down. What,
That's
what's
it.
what time of the tape here do we have? I want that documented that she said she agrees
I
with
do
me.
agree with that philosophy that if you have a lesson to learn, and that doesn't necessarily, whatever lesson, I don't know if I'm 100% in agreement with you, but if we have a lesson to learn, if I have a lesson to learn and I am presented with the lesson and I screw it up, it's going to keep coming back until
you
I
learn it.
figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
Just like Groundhog Day.
Just like Groundhog Day.
And I think the philosophy of some people is doing something hard physically helps eliminate some of those other lessons that I think I need to learn
Okay.
in my mind.
Well,
'Cause
it's
I
your
really don't-
mind, so you
Because I
get to
really don't
choose it.
enjoy it. Like, no, I don't think anybody.
So what else would you do if you didn't do something physical?
I don't know what else
Like
you
you
can.
don't have another challenge in your life, like
Well, I mean, there's
physical.
always challenge, but I think it's something that's like, I think you can get over quick. You can learn a lesson. You can see where you're at with yourself quickly. Yeah, I mean, like
Yeah.
physically, mentally, like even mentally, like sitting there and like doing what I had to do like for 13 days was hard.
Because you didn't have control of your environment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like that was hard for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think that was some
I
of the
think
worst
the
part.
14-hour plane ride set up the whole thing.
That was another one too.
14 hours
Sitting on the plane.
sitting on the plane.
I know. Then I just meet a guy today. A guy lost his name right now, but he's a patient downstairs for Dr. Joel. And he's like, "Oh, I wish you'd have gone to. I know in your door I could have got you in the most exclusive. You'd had a butler. You had everything. 10 hours.
For what?
He works like I could at the airport.
Oh,
He has access to this lounge. It's the
in
most exclusive.
Qatar?
Yeah.
Oh my
He
god.
traveled. He works for the.
You say
Turkish.
you literally spend 24 hours in the
I know. I'm
airport.
like, damn. I was like, yeah. What'd you do? I could have used that information.
Yeah, 12 hours
Yeah.
on the way out and 12
Yeah,
hours
it
on the
would've
way
been
home.
yeah, it would have been awesome. And he's like, yeah, I could have hooked you up in a. You have a butler. It's awesome. It's like food and.
Too late.
I know.
Information too late.
Yeah, he's like, oh yeah, did you go to the rainforest? I'm like, what rainforest? You go, yeah, there's a whole rainforest, and it's one of the biggest rainforests they have inside of the airport.
You didn't see it? You were there for
No, we
12
walked-
hours
We walked for like 40 minutes.
and didn't see the whole
And
airport?
We thought we were at the end, and no, it just opened up. And yeah,
Oh, okay.
he's like, oh yeah, you walked where you're by the bear. I was like, yeah, we were right by the bear. He goes, oh yeah, you didn't walk far enough. I'm like,
Keep going. See the rainforest.
I didn't know there was rainforest.
Keep going.
Keep going, see. I
All
don't
right.
know. What else on leadership?
I think that's it.
So we had agreement. Did we agree or not?
We're ending.
I think so. Well, my question would be like, do you think you could have done all those things? Like you push yourself to do these things without somebody someone led you to think this way. So like you didn't, I think the biggest thing is like you like push yourself through hard times, but it's always someone had to get you there. Your dad gave you this good foundation to
Right.
think this way. But some people don't have somebody to even lay that foundation to begin with. So like I think you have to have a good leader to then
That's what I'm here for.
What do you
That's-
mean?
I want to lay the foundation for people. The lessons my
Oh.
father taught me.
Okay.
Because I do agree, and I am lucky because my father didn't. He was hard. I mean, my dad was. I mean, we both. All this.
We always
stuff.
laugh. If there was two ways to do things, the hard way and the easy way, he would pick the hardest. I mean, he would not even the hard way. He would always pick let's make it even harder. That is where you learned it. Like you learned
But it's funny, though,
take the
because-
hard route. Like you lived that. Take
Yeah,
the hard route.
it's funny because and I think yes, I'll agree to your point, but let's just look at my brothers. Johnny's not like that.
No, that's true.
Michael's not like that. My
That's true.
sister is almost like it, but not even to the extreme I am.
Yeah.
I
But-
mean, I'm more like my father in that way of how do I.
Do you think John and Michael are more like your mom?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So they had a leader. I mean, you've
Yeah.
had two leaders in your house
I'm a
growing
lot
up,
like
and
my
that you
mom.
followed.
Yeah, I'm a lot like mom, but I'm just more like the older I get, the more I'm like my father, and the more I'm.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing. It's
No,
not a bad thing.
But I agree. But I also think that's, I guess, maybe that's where I'm at, that I can help people because I feel I can help people because my mental, the way I view life,
Yeah.
okay, is very simple. I think.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like I do think like I don't things if I can't control it, I don't worry about it.
Right. And you literally just don't worry about it.
I don't
Yeah.
worry about it. I won't lose sleep over it. I don't, because I can't control it.
Right.
And I've conditioned myself that way because that's how my dad was. My dad
Yeah.
was like, can you control it? No. Okay. We're going to not worry about it. Then don't worry about it.
Right.
You know, and I think that's a good thing.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I don't worry about anything, but I think that's a good thing. I try to limit that emotion,
Okay.
you know, because it's just an emotion. Fear. It's just an emotion. Nobody's ever died from fear. Ever. Think about that.
But yeah,
They've died of falling off a building, but not from the fear of
from
falling
the
off a
fear.
building.
My goodness.
Could fear cause like a heart attack? Maybe.
I think so.
Wow.
I would say maybe that's just a like
that's a sympathetic. Yeah, that's a response. Like,
response.
Yeah, but I'm saying like
But-
fear of like fear of speaking.
Right.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
You know,
No,
not like,
I agree.
Fear of performing.
Yeah.
Fear
yeah,
of
not somebody like jumping out at you and like scaring the
Yeah.
crap out of you. Yeah, I mean that. Yeah, you could have a because you got a
Physiological response.
But like there's more fear. Like they said, the number one fear is speaking.
in public. Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's I think Jerry Seinfeld says that. It's like the number one fear is public speaking, and the second fear is death. So you'd rather be the guy in the casket than the one giving the eulogy.
Right.
Yeah.
That's-
Which is
Insane.
nuts. I mean, think about
Yeah.
that. And I had a speech problem. I hated speaking. You know,
That's so funny. I mean, I didn't know you then. That was
Yeah.
as a
I
child.
was a kid.
I had a speech problem.
Yeah, got bullied and the whole thing, but it's what it is. But you know what I mean? But my dad was like, well, if they're bullying you, punch them in the nose. See how my dad was different.
So that's
My dad taught me the only fair fight is the one you win.
But it's funny. My dad.
Well,
My
he
dad.
also had to fight a lot when he was. Your dad had to fight a lot when he was young.
Well, my dad had. I mean, my dad, red hair, bowl cut, big
Yeah.
glasses. He beat some people up.
Yeah.
And he did what he had to do.
Yeah.
And so I don't know why it was never. He always said, "You need to do what you got to do."
Yeah.
And like, but
Yeah.
he's like, just never start it.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I think at one point he said, if you want to push, you can
Yeah.
like push just to get him
Yeah.
going. But like,
Yeah.
but I've been able to deal with things in a way now with my life where like I've never had to get in a
Right.
fight, and like I get loud and I've gotten loud, but like I think I also gained respect in that way because it was never. And now in my life, I never resort to.
Never resort to. Yeah.
I don't
Which
think
I
you
think
have
is
to.
good because
Yeah.
I don't think you want that to be your
No,
response.
no.
ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
'Cause
don't want that to be your response.
My little brother, he might be more that. I mean,
Yeah.
he got that redhead
Feistier.
rage,
Yeah.
like blackout and anger.
That's crazy.
Uh,
But anyways, all right.
that's good. So we're gonna dig into your like what you want to share then more. I gotcha.
What do you mean?
As you said, like why we just said why, and you said because I think I have things to share. I think I could be the foundation. I could be the.
I don't know if that's a good. I don't know if people want to be in my head. It's a little crazy in there.
Yeah.
I did.
Can only
I
imagine.
did see a thing I almost sent you. It was like what was it? My wife's like tells me no or something in my head, and it's my fault if I don't remember I heard it. Like basically when you
Yeah.
argue, like when you're arguing with your wife, like she already told you no, like so you can't argue with yourself because you always got to have it in your head. That's what
Yeah.
I kind of have in my head
Me in your head.
Yeah.
Okay.
all the time. You're like
The good.
the good. You are the good. Without you, I'd be dead probably. But
You probably would have chosen to do some things you shouldn't have done. That's for sure.
I'd probably been in the mob or something.
No, I don't know. You
Maybe-
probably would have climbed Everest 20 years ago, to tell you the truth.
Ooh, I don't know. I think I would have done this once, and I'd been like, "Oh, I don't know about this."
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a long time up there in that tent.
I know, but you were certain 20 years ago. You were certain you wanted to climb Everest.
I know,
Like
but
100% wanted to climb Everest.
but okay, I got you. I'd never mountaineered.
I know.
I'd never been in a tent.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know if I was 100%. Like, I think
like in your mind, you were though.
in the mind, the theory of it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was all about.
Just a
Yeah.
quitter.
It's a challenge I was all about. But I don't know, man. After doing what I did here, like, and seeing what you have to do, it's
It's hard.
hard.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a whole different. I mean, I respect those guys. Like Frank's gonna go. Respect them. You know, I mean, I respect the guys that do it. It's and the girls that
It's crazy.
people that do it are. I mean, it's a commitment. It's something in you.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. Like they said, like once you climb Lobuche, you're gonna want to climb. I don't know.
You don't have that.
I don't know. I didn't get up there and be like, oh, what's next?
Yeah.
No, like after I ran my first marathon, I was like, okay, what's next?
Yeah.
I didn't
Your
have
first mountain, you're like,
I didn't have that. I was
Okay.
like, It
to get me
sucked.
down.
Yeah, get me down. How am I gonna get down? Yeah, I mean, it was like I said. I could see myself doing more to learn because I think there is some freedom and there's some like the guys that free climb. Like I wouldn't free climb, but like I understand that a little bit more. Like
Yeah.
it's you against the mountain. It's like a dance. You know what
Yeah.
I mean, you're kind of like you're one with it. You know what I mean? You're
Yeah.
kind of you got to be one with the mountain. You got to be kind of like with it, and you got to almost like release some of that. And so I get that part of it.
Learning how to do the mountaineering, like the climbing with the ropes and the
I could. I
rappelling and
Yes.
the carabiners and all
I
that.
think it would be
Yeah.
cool. You know, but like I said, like Everest just is a whole nother like.
Well, yeah. You probably
base
shouldn't
climbing,
climb. Your
there's-
first mountain probably shouldn't be Everest.
No, the people do that though.
That's wild to me.
Yeah, and it's like they're gone, and it's like, man, I don't know if I could eat rice that long. That's the other thing. Oh my god,
That's where I could have handled the whole food thing.
Yeah.
No problem. I would have loved it.
you would have liked it. It'd been good, but
All right.
all right, that's it. That's all we got.
It's good.
So remember, the world needs light to shine.
We need your light to shine, and you
definitely
definitely need your light to shine.
have an amazing week, and we'll see you next week on the Shine.